Happy Friday, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here. August 16th, 2013. Welcome to another live edition of Fire Your MD Now. The phones are all lit up. We're going to get there in a second. I just want to pass this little tidbit of information along because, you know, that's how we roll here. Casual Friday, by the way. If you want to watch the video stream while you're listening to the radio program, a live video stream, please visit my website, fireyourmdnow.com. That's fireyourmdnow.com. Click on the radio tab. Bada bing, bada boom. There you go. There it is. Now, I was up in Seattle about a week ago and went to a movie. I'm a big sci-fi fan, as you might know, if you're a follower of this broadcast. And I went to see the latest sci-fi extraordinaire with Matt Damon, Elysium, right? And I'm putting up a picture of the movie poster right now. You're welcome, Warner Brothers, or whoever it was that produced it. I give it about a 6 out of a 10 as a movie review. But the one thing that really struck me, because of my unique perspective on how things are played out here in the United States. Of course, this was a movie set, 50, 60, 70, I don't even know how many years in the future. It was set way in the future. And basically, there were poor people on Earth and rich people on a satellite that the rich people had built living above the Earth because the Earth had gone to hell in a handbasket. But what they had on the satellite, for the Earthlings wealthy enough to live on the satellite, and, this is not a spoiler alert, so don't worry. This is not going to ruin the movie if you haven't seen it, were medical pods that you could lie in, and you'd get scanned, and then the technology of the day would reconstruct your atoms and molecules, and whatever it was that you were bothered by physically would be gone. If you had cancer, if you had leukemia, if you had, limbs blown off, the machine could just regrow them, and the whole thing from start to finish took less than 5 minutes. Remarkable. And, I was sitting there thinking to myself, well, number one, how absurd is this? And number two, this is the epitome. This is really, I think, a telling testimony on how we have been educated here in the United States regarding medicine, the human body, technology, and the universe and everything, right? Because we see this all the time on Star Trek. They've got the medical tricorder scanner, they've got the holodeck, they've got the transporter, and all this fancy genetic manipulation that they can do with the touch of a button, and all of this remarkable highly technologically machine advanced stuff, right? Machine eyeballs. Synthetic, kidneys. Dr. McCoy on one of the funniest Star Trek episodes. Remember when they were saving the whales? Remember that Star Trek episode with William Shatner? They were saving the whales. And Dr. McCoy, they go back in time, and Dr. McCoy is in a hospital in the 1900s sometime, 1980 something. And there's a woman who's going to kidney dialysis, and he gives her a little pill, and it regrows her kidney, right? And everybody's amazed. Well, this is how we have been enculturated to think about the way that medicine is delivered now and the way that medicine will be delivered in some fantastic future that's awaiting all of us, especially if you're rich and famous. But, it's a technological road. And it has absolutely nothing to do with the reality of the human physical experience. The reality of the human physical experience is that it is a holistic phenomenon, mind, body, and spirit. And in these technologically advanced societies, you never see anything. It's the same consciousness. It's the same people dealing with the same psychological issues, looking at the world through the same filters, even though it's 2,000 years in the future, right? The only thing that's changed is we have flying cars now and laser guns instead of bullet guns. And, high-tech medical devices that can grow back a leg in 30 seconds. It's nonsense. Because, again, the media have thrown out the baby with the bathwater. Why have they done this? Because conventional medical science, being based in Newtonian physics, which is reductionistic, does not believe or have any room in their conceptual understanding of what's going on at all about the existence of the spiritual reality of a human being. They have nothing. They have nothing for you, because you can't measure the soul. And if the soul doesn't exist, well, it can have nothing to do with how the body operates. But conversely, if the soul does exist, if human beings have an inherent spiritual force, then that must have everything to do with how the body works. And so when we see all these futuristic movies, there's never any thought given at all to the advancement of consciousness. There's never any thought given at all to the advancement of the arts. It's all science stuff, right? There's nothing at all talked about metaphysical, because that's all woo-woo, and we can't talk that. That's, like saying that 9/11 was an inside job. Oh, don't say that. Can't say that. Don't go there. We can't say that. We can't talk about that, because these subjects are verboten. Well, why are these subjects verboten? These subjects are verboten because of your spiritual reality, because of your soul force, because of that inside of you which existed before you were born and which will persist after the body dies. That soul force affords to your body an ability to heal itself that is remarkable and profound, all at the same time. And, without getting too mystical, without getting too woo-woo, without going really far off of the New Age cliff, which I'm not intending to do, I'm extremely pragmatic here, how this boils down to each and every one of us right now, today. Don't need to do more research, don't need to develop a new diagnostic tool, don't need to do anything new. All that you need to do is think for a moment about your body's ability to exist. Your body came into being. Your body grew itself, all by itself, from a single-celled organism into you. Your body orchestrates trillions of metabolic functions every hour of every day, completely outside of your conscious control. Your body regulates itself all of the time, autonomically, automatically, beyond your conscious control. It's outside of your conscious control. You have no idea how to secrete insulin and how to attach the insulin to the cells of your body to open the sugar gates, and you have no idea. You don't even know, for goodness sake, you don't even know how to heal a cut. All you do is keep it clean. The body fixes it all by itself. You just keep the thing clean. The body will fix it all by itself. Well, guess what? The fundamental position of every holistic discipline in the world, every medical discipline except the discipline that the MDs are trained in, every medical discipline, the traditional Chinese medicine, acupuncture, homeopathy, chiropractic, botanical medicine, the delivery of herbal medicine, naturopathic medicine, right? Every other system of medicine besides the MDs makes room for something called the vital force inside the human being. It's the ability of the human body to regulate its affairs, the ability of the human body to maintain the physical frame, the ability of the human body to exist on planet Earth, to take care of itself. From our point of view, the ability of our bodies to manage their own affairs automatically beyond our conscious control are regulated by the inherent intelligent soul force inside the human being. And it doesn't matter if you're Jewish, it doesn't matter if you're Catholic, it doesn't matter if you're Baptist or Hindu or Muslim, it doesn't matter if you're born again or never born. It doesn't matter. This is not a religious conversation. It's a spiritual conversation. Every religion, de facto agrees that there's something more going on here than the physical fleshy form. This is the common ground of all religions, that there is a spiritual soul force and it does persist after death. And this is the inquiry that religions bring to the table. Now, I'm not siding with any particular religion here, but I am opening up the can of worms that nobody else is talking about in medicine. Well, wait a minute. How is it possible for me to be an MD, trained in Newtonian reductionistic physics while I'm at work, and be a religious person when I'm at home? Because if I'm a religious person, if I'm a devout Catholic, if I'm a devout Jew, if I'm a devout Hindu, if I'm a devout Muslim, even if I'm not so devout, if I go to church every Sunday, if I have some type of religious worldview, then I am aware of the presence of the soul force in my private life, but when I'm at work, I throw it out. This is one of life's greatest hypocrisies, which is why medical doctors who are religious people are hypocrites. It's like being, a communist when you're at work and a Democrat when you're at home. Yeah, I mean, it's just like that. Because these two philosophies, the holistic philosophy which supports the notion that the body has a built-in, God-given, intelligent force imbued by its soul presence, is diametrically opposed to Newtonian physics, which argues if you can't measure it, it doesn't exist. There's no such thing as the existence of soul, and that consciousness is a function of biochemistry. This is what the psychiatrist believes. Once you're dead, it's over, baby, and how you think and how you feel is a function 100% of your biochemistry. So when you have funky feelings and you're depressed, what are you going to do? Are you going to have counseling? No, you're going to just take drugs to manipulate your biochemistry. Nobody is talking about this except me. This is one of the greatest things I think I bring to the table in this conversation. Your body knows how to fix itself. Your body wants to fix itself. Your body is imbued with a God-given intelligence, and it's the naturopath's job to provide you with therapeutics that support your body's ability to fix itself. Kind of a no-brainer, don't you think? I think so, too. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. We're going to go to Nick in New Jersey when we come back. Stick around. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Peter Glidden here. Before we go to Nick in New Jersey, I just want to say one more thing. If you're watching the live video feed, check this out. There's one of the wealthiest women in the world. She was a billionaire. Her name is Rosalie Mera. Rosalie Mera. I'm pulling her picture up right now on the live stream. Rosalie Mera. A billionaire. She started a Spanish department store. I forget the name of it. I don't care about the name of it. She died at 69 years old with billions with a B, billions of dollars in the bank. Billions of dollars in the bank. Rosalie Mera from a stroke. Now, if you're looking at the picture, does she look 69 to you? She looks more like 79 or 81 to me. Same thing happened to Steve Jobs. The same thing happened to Neil Armstrong. It doesn't matter how much money you have if you are consistently going to the wrong medical professional. Dr. Wallach, my colleague, mentor, and friend, the founder of Youngevity, sued the Food and Drug Administration to get a qualified health claim so that we can say that essential fatty acid supplementation virtually eliminates the risk of stroke. Now, why didn't Ms. Mera know that? You think she was taking a fish oil supplement? I can guarantee you that she was not. I mean, look at her. She looks more like 79, 85 than 69, for goodness sake. This is, madness. If you think that your medical insurance is going to save you, if you think that your bank account is going to save you, guess what? It ain't going to happen. It is a fool's errand. But, you don't know what you don't know, and you've been misled by 100 years of pharmaceutical profiteering into believing that these people know what's best for you, and they do not. Leading cause of death in the United States, MD-directed medical therapeutics. Leading cause of bankruptcy, MD-directed medical therapeutics. We're dropping like flies in this country because of lack of knowledge. The medical system doesn't need to be upregulated or downregulated. It needs to be abandoned. And I think Nick from New Jersey is a perfect candidate to help us abandon conventional medicine. Hey, Nick, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Thank you, Dr. Glidden. I am so happy to talk to you. I've been led to you by a young man who's like a son to me, who believes in you very much. And I've been struggling with my weight for 30 years, trying to lose some weight.
Yeah.
And, you know, I went the route of every way I could possibly go.
Well, yeah, this is what happens, Nick. I mean, I don't want to ring my own bell too loudly here, but, you know, I mean, this is our situation in life, right? That because nobody knows even how to pronounce naturopathy, let alone know what it is, and because there's less than 4,000 people like me in the entire world, by the way, naturopathic medicine is not licensed nor regulated in the great state of New Jersey. So even if you did have a clue and tried to find a naturopathic doctor in New Jersey, number one, you couldn't because you can't practice naturopathic medicine in New Jersey. And if there are practitioners that are kind of under the radar there doing health consultations, your insurance won't pay for it. So you're not going to go to them because who's got extra money to, you know, pay out of the pocket for private health care? Nobody. You know, the 1% does. I don't think that's you or me.
Right.
But I digress here. It's Friday. It's been a long week, you know, and I'm going to whine a little bit here, man. I'm just going to whine a little bit. And I am going to take the time to answer your question in total. We're going to have to save that until the next segment because we're coming up against a hard break here, Nick. So I'm going to put you on hold here, buddy. Stick with me through the commercial break, and I'll dial this right in for you. But here's what I want to say leading up to the commercial break, folks. You know, most of the people, the majority of the people who end up in longevity, who end up talking to Dr. Wallach, talking to Dr. Glidden, talking to some longevity associate anywhere in the world, they're at the end of their ropes. They've done everything else, and it did not work. And they come to us. They hook themselves up with our science-based, clinically verified health recovery protocols, and they work. And, you know, meanwhile, the conventional medical doctors continue to call us quacks. Every state in the United States 20 years ago, every medical board in all 50 states sued Dr. Wallach for practicing medicine without a license. All 50 states. He won every single lawsuit. But they come at us left and right, up and down, all around. Why? Because we're pushing the envelope. We're pulling back the curtain saying, hey, there's a man behind the curtain there, and what the heck is going on here? Are you kidding me? Leading cause of death in the United States, MD-directed medicine, and Nick from New Jersey is struggling to lose weight, which, by the way, is one of the easiest things in the world to do. If you're struggling with a weight issue, folks, you have been let down hard by the MDs. Jenny Craig ain't the answer. Weight Watchers ain't the answer. The wisdom of your body is the answer. Stick around. I'll dial it in for Nick when we... Welcome back, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here. Friday, August 16th, 2013, another live edition of Fire Your MD Now. At the top of the hour, top of hour 2, I'm going to talk about signs and symptoms of illness that you were not taught about by your medical professional. Signs and symptoms of illness you were not taught about by your medical professional. It's fascinating subject. Make sure you stay tuned and check that out at the top of the next hour. Right now, we're talking to Nick from New Jersey about weight loss. Hey, Nick, you still with me?
Yes, sir.
All right. How much weight are we talking, buddy? How much weight do you need to lose?
Well, I'm 5'6" and I weigh about 265.
All right. So you need to lose what, about 70 pounds?
Yeah, 65, 70 pounds.
Okay. Now, what have you done before, man? Have you done Weight Watchers or Jenny Craig or, ephedra, or what have you done in the past?
I did Weight Watchers. I did Atkins. All of these were great until I hit my plateau, and then all of a sudden, nothing, I just went right back to where I was.
Yeah. So you'd lose weight while you're on the program, and then it would come right back, right? Yeah.
And like I said, the young man who introduced me to you, he loves you, and he's like my son. His name is Joe Farina, and he wanted me to get on board with you, so I joined your membership, and I also joined Young Longevity this morning because, let me tell you, I'm just waiting for a miracle. I am a miracle already.
Well,
I got to tell you, I've been through a lot in my life. Since I was 19 years old, I was blown up in the service.
Yikes.
I was in the hospital for 2.5 years. I wasn't never supposed to walk again.
Yikes.
I was never supposed to use my arm again. And God said, no, that's not true. And I was never supposed to have children. I have 5 of them. So.
Well, I love working with fighters, man. I love working with fighters, and it sounds to me like you're not only a fighter, but you're a champion of the fight. So let me just line this up for you, man, because knowledge is power, and, you know, rather than just do what the doctor says, I'm not a fan of that. I'm a fan of here's why you need to do what you need to do. So a little bit of education here goes a long way, right? You give a man a fish, he eats a fish. Teach a man how to fish, he's fed for his entire life, right? So, all right. So here's the deal, man. There's only one thing that causes weight gain. There's only one thing that causes weight gain. It's eating too many calories. That's it. You know, there was nobody in the death camps of World War II that was overweight, right? I don't care how old they were, what their race was, what their age, what their sex, what their pre-existing medical condition, does not matter. When you stop eating, you lose weight. When you eat too much, you gain weight, and there's a happy hunting ground in the middle there where you're eating just the right amount of calories to keep your body running and to keep everything hunky-dory. Now, there's only one thing that makes people eat too much. Now, your doctor will tell you, your MD will tell you that your stomach's too big, that's why you eat too much, or you're depressed, that's why you eat too much, or that you have a stomach in the first place. We need to cut your damn stomach out with gastric bypass. That's why you're gaining weight, because you have a stomach. Well, I don't think so. They'll also try to tell you that you're lazy, or that you're undisciplined, or that you have the fat gene. And quite frankly, whenever a medical professional tells you you're lazy or it's your problem, you should sock them right in the jaw, because that is a GD lie. It is just a lie, and they're passing the buck, and they should know better. Well, all right, man. You're from New Jersey. We're not going to take this lying down, right? So, all right. Now, all things being equal, again, at the top of the hour, you heard me talk about the wisdom of the body, right? And this is the deal. Your body knows what's going on inside of it. Your body knows how much stuff it needs to keep your bones and your joints and your eyes and your everything healthy. You need 90 essential nutrients, more or less 90 nutrients every day. 60 minerals, 16 vitamins, 12 amino acids, and 2 essential fatty acids. These need to go down the hatch every day. They're called essential nutrients because your body can't make them. An essential nutrient needs to be imported every day. Now, it's 90 of them, but the problem here, Nick, is that the 90 essential nutrients are not present in the food. They're just not there. I mean, and even, you know, back in Pharaoh's day, they weren't there. Because minerals are the lion's share of our body needs, but the minerals are only found in the soil, and, you know, there's no place on God's green earth where all 60 minerals are found in the topsoil. They're scattered hither and yon. So even if you're eating 100% organic, you're minerally deficient unless you're supplementing with the mineral. All right, so here's the deal. Your body needs 90 essential nutrients. It needs to fill its tank up all the way every day. But the nutrients aren't in the food, so you're lucky if you've got about 30% of your nutrient needs met at any moment in time every day. About a third of your nutrients are there. But then you experience some stress in your life, like you get blown up in the service. That's a pretty stressful event. You know, like you're recovering from major trauma to your body. That's a pretty stressful event, but let me tell you something. Even just mowing the lawn in the summer under the noonday sun is a physical stress. Exercising is a physical stress. There's all kinds of stress. And when we are exposed to the stress of life, our body, of course, burns through the nutrients that it has, and guess what happens? We develop nutrient deficiencies. All right, so now your body needs, you know, this many nutrients. Now it's running on fumes. The tank is on empty. The check engine light is flashing in your body. Your body freaks out because it knows that if this situation continues, something's going to go wrong with the heart, something's going to go wrong with your blood vessels, something's going to go wrong with your brain, you're going to stroke out, something's going to go wrong because you're running on fumes, baby. So what does your body make you do? It makes you eat.
Right.
Because it's desperately attempting to fill your nutrient tank up. So your body forces you to eat. So you go to Olive Garden, right? You go to Red Robin. You go somewhere, man, because you're starving to death, You eat 3,000 calories in a heartbeat. You come home, and 3 hours later, you're starving again. Because the food that you just ate only had calories. It didn't have vitamins and minerals and amino acids and essential fatty acids. It had a couple, but didn't have everything that you needed. So your body makes you eat again, and it makes you eat again, and it makes you eat again in the desperate attempt to fulfill your nutritional needs. But the food that you're eating only has calories. It doesn't have the nutrients in it. And so you eat and you eat and you eat and you eat and you gain and you gain and you gain. Now, when you do a weight loss program like Jenny Craig or Weight Watchers, those are all calorie-restricted programs, right? So they teach you how to count calories, which is a good idea, and they teach you how to have a positive mental attitude, and they teach you all these coping strategies of how to not eat. And you can do that for about 4, 5, 6, maybe 8 weeks, depending on your willpower, but you're fighting Mother Nature. Because when you eat a calorie-restricted diet now, you're really running on nutrient fumes, and it is only a matter of time until you lose that fight. You can only swim against the current for so long. You can only swim against it for so long. Mother Nature will always win. So you lose 10, 20, 30 pounds, and then you chuck the program because you just can't handle it anymore. You start eating like a banshee, and you gain back all the weight you lost plus 10 pounds, and then you start to think for yourself, son of a gun, it really is my problem. Son of a gun, I really must have the fat gene. Well, maybe the doctor's right. Maybe I am depressed. I don't know, man, because I've done all this stuff. I just can't stay on the program. Well, guess what? It's not your fault. It's your doctor's fault. It's not your willpower. It's not your psychological state. It's not your lack of dedication. It's not your lack of trying. It's certainly not your intelligence. It's certainly not your courage. It's your doctor's fault. Your doctor is in charge of your health care. You pay hard-earned money every month for medical insurance, and you expect to be taken care of when it's your turn. But it's your turn, and they let you down, and they let you down, and they let you down, and then you have to find me by hook or by crook because the MDs suck at what they do. You're overweight because your MD's an idiot. It's that simple. Your medical doctor might be the nicest person in the world, but they are not trained in health care. If they were trained in healthcare, you'd be healthier and healthier every year. They're trained in disease management, man. They're licking their chops, Nick. They can't wait to get you under the knife and cut your damn stomach out.
Yeah.
But I digress, man. I went off there because
I love it.
All right. So I'm gonna start drinking decaf. I think I'm gonna dial this down. All right. So look, all we need to do here, this isn't rocket science, right? So in order to help you or anybody else in the world gain and maintain a normal, healthy body weight, what we need to do is 3 things. Number 1, most importantly, you need to fill your body's nutrient tank up every day with the vitamins, minerals, the 90 essential nutrients that you need appropriate for your body weight every day. You need to top that tank off. Once your tank is topped off with the right stuff, your appetite disappears. So you go to Olive Garden, there's 3,000 calories in front of you, you eat 1,000, and you're done. You take the rest home in a doggy bag because you're full, and you know what, I'm done, man, I can't eat anymore. What are you, nuts? And then it becomes very, very easy to go on a calorie-restricted diet when your body is nutrified all the time, every day, and this is all that we do. We nutrify your body with the appropriate supplements for your body weight. We eliminate, there are 10 foods that cause inflammation in the body, and when you eat these foods, inflammation happens. When inflammation happens in the body, your body produces a biochemical called cortisol. Cortisol is an anti-inflammatory biochemical that your body makes. But when there's cortisol coursing through your bloodstream, it makes your body put on weight. It makes your body gain weight. It makes your body create fat. It's one of the side effects of cortisol. So we fill your nutrient tank up. We dial in elimination of the 10 inflammatory foods. And the third thing, and the easiest thing to do, ironically, is once you've done that for 4 weeks, you've eliminated the 10 bad foods like a freaking religion, you've nutrified your body every day with the right stuff, then you dial in 1,200 calories a day or less. 1,200 calories a day. Now, when you're doing 1,200 calories a day with a nutrient-filled tank, it's easy. When you're doing 1,200 calories a day with a nutrient-empty tank, it's a struggle, man. You're swimming upstream. So this is all we do. We eliminate the 10 bad foods. We give you the nutritional supplements you need, and we put you on a 1,200 calorie a day diet, and then you just stay there until you reach your target weight, and life is good. So all that you need, my recommendation to support and promote healthy weight loss with you would be 2 healthy body packs per month. 2 healthy body packs. Yep. 2 bottles of plant minerals. 2 bottles of plant minerals and 4 bottles of selenium. 2 bottles of plant minerals, 2 healthy body 2.0 packs, 2.0, and 4 bottles of selenium a month. That's it. Plus, eliminate the 10 bad foods, and your, erstwhile son will tell you how to get that list. It's available for free on my website. Dial it in, Nick. You're going to love how you feel. And give me a call back every 2-3 weeks with a testimonial. I'm going to love to watch your progress, buddy. We're up against a hard break again, buddy. I got to let you go. Thanks for your trust. Thanks for calling me. Now go out. So here's the deal, right? If you worked for an automobile manufacturer, I'm not going to name names because this is just a metaphor. If you worked for, a car company and they made a specific brand of car, and every day you drove to work, you drive down the highway, and there's 300, 400, 500 of your make, of your type of car, the car that you manufacture, on the side of the road, broken down on the side of the road, and then you go on vacation and there's 1,000 of your type of car broken down on the side of the road, and there's thousands of your cars broken down all over the country, you might think to yourself, oh, son of a gun, it's time I went to work for another car company. Well, you would do that. Why doesn't your medical doctor do it? I don't know how medical doctors can sleep at night. I mean, they go to Walgreens, they go to Home Depot, they go to Lowe's on the weekend, they go to Walmart, and they're surrounded by their failures. 1/3 of the people in this country are obese, and that means they're not just 10 pounds overweight, they're massively overweight. 30% of our childhood population is obese, and that's happened in the last 20 years. It's their fault. I don't know how they can turn a blind eye to it. Well, I know how they turn a blind eye to it because, number one, they're not trained in how to make you healthy. They don't give a damn about making you healthy. And number two, they're too pig-headed to think it could be their fault. So they blame you. You have the autoimmune disease. Oh, that's your fault. It was your grandmother's fault. Nonsense. For goodness sake, ladies and gentlemen, the best possible thing you can do if you're suffering from a chronic disease is fire your medical doctor now. Cancel your comprehensive medical insurance and buy catastrophic instead. Join Longevity, get a clue, and get your health back. Going to go to California now, finish up the first hour with Madru, who wants to know what to do for cholesterol, I think. Hey, Madru, thanks for the phone call. You are live.
Thank you so much. You're wonderful out here. I just love you. And I'm joining after I get off this call. Listen, I have a friend of mine. She's 60 years old. She is on the product. She's on the Healthy Start pack, the bone and joint pack. And she all of a sudden she feels well, except that her eyes are dry, her hair is dry, her toes are dry, and then when she went to the doctor yesterday, she was told that the doctor saw some cholesterol in her eye, and she told the doctor she was eating eggs, and the doctor told her not to eat eggs, just eat the whites and eat oatmeal.
Yeah, okay, so the doctor's an idiot. It should be against the law for an MD to give you advice about nutrition because they don't know anything about it. It's against the law for a chiropractor to do open heart surgery, right? They can't do that because they're not trained in it. It should be against the law for a medical doctor to talk to anybody about nutrition whatsoever because they have no training, no experience, no respect, and no experience with it. I mean, no appreciation for it. Why on earth would they even think that they know what to tell people because they're arrogant SOBs? Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I'm a little unclear, Madru, about what's going on here. So rather than me just give, advice based on what I think is happening, you really should have this woman call the radio show and tell me exactly in her own words what the deal is. Well,
she told me. She said she went for her eye exam, and there was a light there, like a light line there, and the line is wider now, and the doctor said that's a cholesterol line.
Oh, okay. So there's a diagnostic sign through an eye exam that her body is, she has cholesterol buildup in her blood vessels, right?
Yes.
Okay, so cholesterol buildup in blood vessels is a very real thing, but cholesterol buildup in blood vessels isn't caused by cholesterol. If it was caused by cholesterol, then everybody would have cholesterol buildup in their arteries because the body makes cholesterol. Dr. Wallach published a paper in 1976 that proved cholesterol deposition in arteries is from inflammation in the arteries, not from cholesterol. It's got nothing to do with cholesterol. It has everything to do with eating the wrong foods. So you have to make sure she eliminates all 10 bad foods because those 10 foods cause inflammation, and she needs to increase her intake of antioxidants. You know the antioxidant drill, 20,000 ORAC minimum a day. For this person, 50,000 ORAC a day. And make sure she's taking adequate amounts of selenium, 1 bottle per 50 pounds of body weight per month. Up the ante with her antioxidants and eliminate the 10 bad foods. It's got nothing to do with cholesterol, everything to do with inflammation. Second hour coming up, folks. Stick around.